Hello friends, Decent Eddie here. Like I said on my video Tuesday, the Texans have a defense that can make Josh Allen appear human, and they did that. I just didn't think Buffalo would be completely rattled like they were. At least the parlay I put out there hit, right? Silver linings and all. Hey, but it's a good lesson. There is no such thing as a sure thing in the sports betting world, and never spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day ever, okay? Please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, tap the bell, leave a comment if you want to. I love interacting with you guys, and remember, even if I've been doing this for about 20 years, never take my picks or anyone else's on faith alone, okay? All right, let's get into the Sunday and Monday games for this week. Patriots versus Bengals. This is a Decent Eddie confident pick for the Patriots money line with a 24 differential, where I'm about 84% for the season. The Patriots are 6.5 point favorites, down from 7.5, and the market has given them about a 74% chance to win this game. The over/under 50.5 points. The 9-2 Patriots have won 8 straight, and the Drake May MVP Express is 5-0 on the road. The 3-7 Bengals are in a rough spot right now, lost 3 straight, giving up 27 or more points in 9 consecutive games. They are at the bottom of the league in points allowed. They will also probably be, well, definitely are going to be without Jamar Chase due to a suspension because he was being very not professional. And they have a New England team at 7-3-1 that they're looking at right now. I have zero faith in Cincinnati. I'm taking the Patriots 6.5 to cover. I'm taking the under 50.5 points here. I am backing the Patriots on the money line. Moving on. Steelers on the road to Chicago, the greatest city on earth, to face the Bears. This is a Decent Eddie suboptimal pick for the Bears money line with a 4.2 differential. I'm about 62% in that range. The market favors the Bears and are giving them about a 60% chance to win this game, so we're about in line, but the spread has already shifted from 3 down to 2.5. That's kind of a thing to know about, right? The 7-3 Bears have won 3 straight, and Aaron Rodgers is dealing with a wrist injury, making the path much easier for Chicago's defense, which ranks first in the NFL in interceptions. However, the 6-4 Steelers are a tough road underdog. I generally side with my data in this range, and with that spread of 2.5, I'm going to stick with the favorite. Give me the Bears at 2.5 to cover. That's 4 in a row, close games that they're going to win, in my opinion, I think. The over-under is 44.5 points. I'm going to go with the under. I'm backing the Bears on the money line here. Jets versus Ravens. This is a Decent Eddie confident pick for the Ravens money line with an 11.1 differential. The market is incredibly confident, giving the Ravens about a 92% probability to win this game. The Ravens are 13.5 point favorites, and the over-under, that's 44.5 points. All right, the 5-5 Ravens are winners of 4 straight, and the Jets offense has no shot if they can't run against Baltimore's defense. Despite the backdoor risk, I think, on this big cover, I'm going to be taking the Ravens at 13.5 to cover this game at home. The over-under 44.5, with the Jets offense being terrible and the Ravens defense being pretty solid, I'm going to be taking the under 44.5. I'm backing the Ravens on the money line. It's pennies on the dollar on that money line, so maybe pair it up with something in that -400 to -450 range just for value. Seahawks versus Titans. This is a Decent Eddie confident pick for the Seahawks money line with a big 24-point differential in my data set. The market has the Seahawks as 13.5 point favorites with a 92% chance to win this game. The over-under, 40.5 points. The 7-3 Seahawks are looking for a rebound after Sam Darnold threw 4 picks in a crushing loss last week. Seattle is 7-3 east of the Mississippi River, if you keep track of those kinds of things, and they are brutal against any starting quarterback they run up against. Cam Ward is going to have front row seats to see his pocket collapse with regularity against one of the league's highest pressure rates defenses. I'm taking the Seahawks at 13.5 to cover this game. I think it's going to be a blowout. Given the Titans can't score at all, we're taking the under 40.5 points. I'm backing the Seahawks on the money line. But like with the Ravens, pair it up with something else to get value out of it. Giants versus Lions. This is a Decent Eddie confident pick for the Lions money line with an 18.8 differential in my data. The market has given the Lions an 85% chance to win this game. We've had some volatility in the money line. Be aware. The Lions are 10.5 point favorites. The 49.5 over-under has already ticked down from 50.5, suggesting bettors are expecting a lower scoring game than what we initially thought. This is a classic bounce back spot for the Lions, who are 8-2 against the spread as home favorites. The Giants are severely depleted, missing key weapons, and they are weak on the defensive side especially. Detroit's red zone offense is at 67%, facing New York's terrible red zone defense, which is at 74%, and TDs allowed. That's a big old mismatch, folks. I'm taking the Lions at 10.5 to cover, riding that sharp money wave. I am taking the over 49.5. I am backing the Lions on the money line with confidence. Vikings versus Packers. This is a decent Eddie confident pick for the Packers money line with an 11.9 differential. The market is giving the Packers a 74% chance to win this game. They're 6.5 point favorites. The over/under 41.5. That 6.5 points is a key number because the Packers are just 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games as favorites. The 6-3-1 Packers are at home. The Vikings are 4-6 right now. They're struggling. Their offense has scored under 20 points in 3 of their last 4 games. McCarthy is completing only 53% of his passes. This feels like a slugfest, but the home field and Jordan Love's superior QB play are the difference, even if the Packers are depleted. I'm backing the Packers 6.5 to edge them out, but I would avoid anything over 7 points in the spread. The over/under 41.5. I'm looking to take the over 41.5 here. I'm backing the Packers on the money line. This is the decent Eddie game of the week. This game is going to tell us a lot, friends. Colts versus Chiefs. This is a decent Eddie confident pick for the Colts on the money line with a 13.1 differential favoring the Colts in my data. The market favors the Chiefs as 3.5 point favorites and are giving the Chiefs a 63% chance to win this game. They are much more confident than I am about the Chiefs. The over/under 49.5. Patrick Mahomes is 5-5 and has lost 2 straight. Now in absolute must-win territory against an 8-2 Colts squad that has kind of had a weak schedule. The qualitative data supports taking the underdog here, though, especially since Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing and the Colts offense should control the clock. I'm going to back the Colts to keep it tight. Give me the Colts at 3.5 against the spread. The over/under 49.5, that's kind of high, I think, anyway. So I'm going to be leaning on the under 49.5. I'm taking the Colts on the money line, and I'm going to go against popular opinion in favor of my data. Browns versus Raiders. This is a danger moneyline pick for the Browns in my data with a slim 2.2 differential. The market favors the Raiders at 3.5 points and are giving the silver and black a 68% chance to win this head-to-head. This total is the lowest of the season at just 36.5 points. The 2-8 Browns are winless on the road, and they'll be starting rookie Shedeur Sanders, whose NFL debut was less than stellar. Maybe not all his fault, but it is what it is. However, the Browns' defense may be the best in the league by some people's opinions. My opinion for sure. That Browns pass rush is facing a Raiders team with little or no pass protection. The Raiders D, though, should be able to counter whatever the Browns can muster. But 3.5 is an important number. I'm going to be taking the Browns at 3.5 to keep it close against the spread. I'm going to be taking the over 36.5 points. This money line is a no play to friends and neighbors, but I am going to be taking the Browns for my data on the money line. Jaguars versus Cardinals. This is a decent Eddie confident pick for the Jags money line on a 10.9 differential in my numbers. The market favors the Jags with a 60% chance to win. They are 2.5 point favorites. The over/under 47.5. The Jaguars 6-4 remain unconvincing on the road, where they allow about 3 points per drive. The 3-7 Cardinals, however, have lost 7 of their last 8 games. The Cardinals defense, they're allowing almost 3 points per drive in the last 5 games too. They're missing the starting linebackers. That's a big thing also. The Jaguars are pivoting to a heavy run game, and if they take control, they will sap the juice from this game and the energy too. Given the defensive mismatch, I'm going to be taking the Jags 2.5 to cover against the spread, with the Jaguars being kind of unconvincing and the Cardinals being, well, the Cardinals of 2025. I am taking the under 47.5 points. I'm backing the Jaguars on the money line. Falcons versus Saints. This is a danger moneyline pick for the Saints with a near 0.1 differential. The market favors the Saints as 1.5 point favorites and are giving them about 57% chance to win this game. This is a coin flip. The Falcons have found heartbreaking ways to lose 5 straight, and their last 3 losses come to a combined 10 points. Penix Jr. hurt. Kirk Cousins takes the ball for Atlanta this weekend. The 2-8 Saints are coming off a bye week. They have a little bit of extra prep time, a little bit of rest. Give me the Falcons, though, at 1.5 to win this one against the spread. The over-under is only 39.5 points, and I'm going to be taking the over 39.5. I say this money line is a no play to friends and neighbors, but I will take the Saints on the money line for my own data tracking only. Eagles versus Cowboys. This is a massive, decent Eddie, confident pick for the Eagles money line with a 20.9 differential. The market favors the Eagles as 3.5-point favorites and are giving them a 64% chance to win this game straight up. The over-under, 47.5 points. The line is surprisingly tight to me. The Eagles have won 4 straight, stabilized their defense, while Dallas, their defense is a mess, guys. Ranking last in third down percentage, allowing big points to lower tier teams. You look at it, come on. The 3.5-point spread is puzzling, but the Eagles are 7-1-1 against the spread in the last 9 games. The Eagles run game, first in red zone TD percentage. Jalen Hurts going to exploit the Cowboys red zone defense. I'm taking the Eagles at 3.5 to cover. I think it's going to be an easy win. The over-under, 47.5. I'm going to be taking the under, 47.5. I'm backing the Eagles on the money line. Buccaneers versus Rams. This is a decent Eddie confident pick for the Rams money line with a 10.1 differential. The market favors the Rams, giving them a 77% chance to win this game. The Rams are 6.5-point favorites. The 8-2 Rams are playing some of the best football in the NFC right now, with Matt Stafford leading the MVP betting markets. The 6-4 Bucs are slipping, having lost 2 straight, and a nasty illness is running through their locker rooms. And I'm not kidding either. I've read where like 6 players and some coaches suddenly have bad flu-like symptoms. Who knows what's going on? The Rams defense is strong and have a balanced offensive attack that could exploit the Buccaneers' struggling secondary. While the Buccaneers have a great against the spread history as underdogs, the Rams have covered most of their games as favorites. I'm taking the Rams at 6.5 to cover and secure their 6th straight win. The over-under is set at 49.5. I'm taking the over 49.5 points. I'm taking the Rams on the money line in this game, as if there's any question. Panthers versus 49ers. This is a decent Eddie pick for the 49ers money line with a 6 differential. The market heavily favors the 49ers as 7-point favorites and are giving them a very high 79% chance to win this game. The over-under, 49.5. The 6-5 Panthers, however, are surprisingly good against the spread. The 49ers defense is weak at generating pressure, ranking last in the NFL in sacks with only 12. And their star players, Bosa, Warner, they're out. They're gone. Christian McCaffrey remains a game wrecker, and I'm trusting Kyle Shanahan's coaching advantage and the 49ers' home field advantage to make the difference here. I'm going to be taking the 49ers at 7 to cover, even though that makes me a little bit nervous. I believe that they will break their trend of alternating wins and losses here. It's go time, right? The over-under, 49.5 points. I'm going to be taking the under, 49.5. I'm backing the 49ers on the money line. And that's it, friends. Parlays. All right, let's have that talk. If you slap Tyler Warren getting 30-plus yards receiving, Kenneth Walker III getting 40-plus yards on the ground, Drake May passing for 200 yards or more, your win probability about 55%. Or you can slap in DK Metcalf getting 25 or more yards receiving, Jared Goff throwing for 200-plus yards, Lamar Jackson running for 20 yards. That win probability becomes about 54%. Mix and match if you want. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Remember, never spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses. And if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hey, if you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, tap the bell, get my picks early enough to do your own research, and always do your own research. Follow me at Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram, Facebook, X, Decent Eddie Picks spelled P-I-X. I'm even on TikTok. You can find me there too. I'll post updated team grades there, which I've done. Any last minute thoughts, if I have them, which I've done yesterday, and in-game thoughts when I have them, which I did yesterday, and we'll probably do this weekend. But let's see what happens. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.